was a pretty early start today. We got up at 4:30 to drive. Well, not drive, we didn't drive. We got picked up from our hotel and we're taken to Taman, Negara, which is the second oldest rainforest in the world. Can you guess which number one is? I'd be curious to see if anyone knows. It was a 4-hour journey from Kuala Lumpur to Taman, Negara. When we got there, we got straight onto a boat to head across the river to start our Canopy walk. When we got there, we had to wait about 30 minutes as only a few people can be on each section of the bridge at a time, so we kept entertained by the huge ants. We were actually super fortunate to get to do the Canopy walk. It has been closed for a really long time and they've only just recently reopened it with this brand new one. It is often closed for maintenance because if there's any strong winds, parts of it fall down or trees knock it and break it. And I don't know if you can tell, but it doesn't look that sturdy. It was quite literally some net, rope, a ladder and a plank of wood, and they were only single knots. It made us a bit nervous. They told us to do our best catwalk to try and keep our weight central, otherwise you would just swing from side to side and it got a bit scary. The trees holding up the platforms were huge. The guide actually told us that the biggest one he's ever seen in this rainforest, you can fit 16 people around holding hands. How crazy is that? The Canopy walk took about an hour to complete. Once we were done, we had to hike back towards the boat. We got to see a lot of these really cool twisted sections, and the guide taught us that you can actually cut into them and have a drink of water. The only bathroom was inside one of the accommodations at the top, so I had to walk up and pay to use the bathrooms. The Canopy tour was so cool. I had so much fun. It was a little bit scary, but it was great. We're just stopping now for lunch on one of the floating restaurants, and then we're going to the village to see some of the traditional people and how they live, and they're going to teach us how to do some stuff. And then we're going river rapid shooting. It was really nice sitting on the water for lunch. I ordered these beef noodles and they were delicious. And Mum got this really cool lychee ice drink. She ended up ordering a second one to help cool down because it was so hot. They had given us a 2-hour break for lunch, which was way too much time. We finished so quickly and then we're just stuck sitting around in the heat. We finally headed out to Kampong village where we met the indigenous tribe there and learned about their ways of life. It was so interesting, including that when someone dies, they actually carry their body up a tree, giving them a tree burial as they believe it'll make it easier for them to pass to heaven. And then they leave their entire village behind and move across the river and start from scratch as they don't want to be, for a lack of a better word, haunted by the spirit. It was so interesting. Then we watched a local start a fire. This was so cool.
Yeah, right.
We were then shown how they use blow darts for hunting. This is because they actually don't eat any animals from the ground, only the trees. So their main source of food are monkeys and birds. We even got to have a go. Dad was so good. He almost got the monkey. Mum and I weren't as good, but it was still so cool. It was actually not as hard as I was expecting. We were then able to walk around the village. We found this super funky animal. I've never seen anything like it before. The women here actually build the houses. This is how they prove themselves ready for marriage, whereas the men have to hunt to prove themselves. While we were there, I actually got stung by a bee and bitten by some other insect. I was in so much pain, but I persevered. It was finally time for our rapid river shooting. Everyone was so excited because we were so hot. We were looking forward to a cool down because we were told we would get wet 110%, and they did not disappoint on that. fun. I don't know if you could tell, but we could not stop laughing. Towards the end, on the way back, we had a bit more of a peaceful ride. It was just so beautiful being on the water. When we got back, we dried off and then had to do the 4-hour journey back to Kuala Lumpur. After such a long day, I thought it was only right to cool off and relax in the pool. Even though I'd seen it the night before, I was just still in awe of the view. It was so stunning. For dinner, we went to Deep Blue, which is the restaurant just next door to the pool. It has beautiful views of the Petronas Towers, and we got to enjoy a nice cocktail all together. The entrees were all so good. I forgot to film the mains, but honestly, I didn't really like them, which was such a shame because it was the most expensive meal. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you come back to see what we get up to tomorrow.